What life-changing item can you buy for under $100? Blackout curtains. I've never slept so well, and could kick myself for not doing this years earlier. Condoms. Your life will change if you don't use them. A good pillow. Granted, bedding can be unreasonably overpriced, but $20 pillows at Target are not awesome. Invest in a good pillow. You spend 1/3 of your life on it. I'm a side sleeper and last year I got a big foam block pillow which props my head up perfectly. Never slept so well in my life and don't wake up with a stiff neck anymore. TBQH, as someone who has been flat broke and homeless before, just a budget mobile phone is quite life changing. Not having access to basic modern technology and the information and resources it provides totally cuts people off from almost every aspect of modern society. A good flashlight. The TLDR here is that you need one more than you think. It's one of the most useful things you can own. And mag lights and plastic crap are not even close in capability to what you can get these days. Many of you have probably seen the feds recommending owning a dedicated flashlight, not the one in your phone, which is absolutely good advice, because in the event you need a flashlight to see, there's a good chance you're in a situation where you are not going to be able to charge your phone, and will have better uses for your phone battery. And a lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, no worries, I have that plastic flashlight laying around here somewhere, or oh yeah, my dad's old mag light is in the garage. Guys, I love to break it to you, but the flashlight you have is probably terrible compared to proper modern flashlights. And no, I don't mean the ones you get in the sporting goods section of Walmart, although some of those are reasonably okay. They are almost universally overpriced for what they are. And I sure don't mean this us military high power extreme best flashlight in the world marketing traps you see on TV ads and Kickstarters. Nowadays you can get incredible flashlights that will light up your house better than your actual overhead lights, turn nighttime off in a 50-yard radius of you outside, or even fire a beam of light across a field or lake a mile away, for less than $100 bucks. Hell, in many cases, less than $50. Now obviously I recommend heading over to Our Flashlight if you want to do some research, although fair warning, you might catch the flashlight collecting bug and there's no coming back from that. But if you want my personal recommendation for some to check out, the Sofern SP36 is about the size of a soda can, and can put out about 100 times as much light as the flashlight on your phone in a big floody way that fills up rooms easily. Hovers around $60 on Amazon. The Astrolux FT03. This is about as typical looking a flashlight as you can imagine, but the standard model can put out about 50 times as much light as your phone and will blast it out over 800 meters. About $35 if you're willing to sit around and wait for it to come from China in a couple weeks. The Lumentop EDC18 is a pocket-sized flashlight about the size of your thumb that can do over 50 times as much light as your phone. If you don't want a fancy user interface, go for the EDC18L, $50, or as little as $30 with a coupon on Amazon. Anything from Olight, Sofern, Convoy, Emisa, Noctigan, Nitacore, Wildtac, Through Night, Surefire, Phoenix, or Zebralight is going to blow your mind if you've not used a real modern flashlight before, and will probably be more than enough for a normal non-flashlight fetishist. There are plenty of other companies I've forgotten to put in there, I'm sure, but I'll personally vouch for all of those. If you cook regularly, a large wooden chopping block and a decent quality chef's knife takes so much effort and time out of food prep in a way that transforms your will and ability to take on more complex recipes. So often I see people trying to prepare food with crappy little blunt knives on those tiny polythene chopping boards that slide around all over the place, and I can barely watch. A decent pair of shoes on clearance. Nice shoes, like Akkus, that are good for your feet. You might not think about it, but your feet and how you treat them are crucial for the health of your ankles, knees, hips and back. You're standing on those MFS all the time. They work hard for you, so get good shoes. I'm not talking about designer bullshit or whatever is trendy. A weighted blanket. My sleep life will never be the same. Electric kettle. Whenever this question comes up on Reddit, I am reminded that electric kettles, jugs, are not part of the basic moving into your own place checklist for Americans. I don't think I know any Australians who don't have at the very least a $10 jug from Kmart. An electric blanket. I genuinely felt like I could cry when I first got into a toasty heated bed. My apartment was so brutally cold in the winter and I didn't have the money at that point to keep my central heating on all night. For the record, electric blankets aren't expensive to run, and most have timers too. Ladies, get a shower stool. I have a teak Japanese style one. Shaving is infinitely easier without having to do shower yoga. Also, I no longer almost fall and die while switching legs, and it's easier to disassociate under the water. Not an item but a turtle. I have had mine since he was a baby and he will look at me when I say his name, hand feed, and when I play with him he will walk to me. Him and my other one both do this. Their names are Hulk and Thor. Hulk is a yellow-bellied slider and Thor is a Cumberland slider. A bidet. Seriously life-changing and it's so subtle you don't even realize it. Spicy food makes you crap your pants? So what? Cold water on your butt yo. You use VRLSTP. Plus if you get swampy on a hot day, a little spritz and you're good. For guys you can also clean your balls on the lady setting. A home network DNS. In short, this blocks nearly all ads on every device on my home internet connection. It also blocks tracking. This goes well beyond what an ad blocker on your computer browser can do. I no longer see ads and apps on my phone or on my Fire TV. It's a night and day difference. I set mine up using Home Assistant running on Raspberry and on a Raspberry Pi. For anyone tech savvy, it really isn't difficult to configure. Additionally, since I did this via Home Assistant, I then also have the overwhelmingly best platform for home automation already set up. If you have a smart home and are currently using the automations built into a voice assistant, smart things, or anything else, it's shocking how much of an upgrade this is in your ability to automate your home. I have it set to do things that I never would have even imagined were possible before I started using it. There are many ways to set up a home network DNS. Home Assistant just made the most sense for my use case. $100 grocery gift card for the single mum down the street. Smart bulbs. Put one in a lamp in your bedroom and have it slowly brighten in the morning. It will change your life. For me, it was a wireless power bank, phone charger, story time. A whole bunch of us got our flight cancelled in Amsterdam. I was literally second to last in line, so we had to wait like 6 hours to get served. I made friends with the people around me and everyone had their phones dying, and we didn't have enough European plugs, as well. There aren't any plugs in the line to charge us up. Some had iPhones, some had Samsung, we all had different ports. People wanted to call their family back home to update or use their email. So I pulled out my power bank and got 5 people to have their phones topped up to like 15%. Enough to get them through the final stretch of our ordeal until we got to our hotel. I also had a situation where my phone USB port stopped working and just used my power bank everywhere. I bought it for $30 CDN online. This is boring, but a fire kit, blanket, gloves, ladder and extinguisher. A TENS unit. When I was a kid I had both of my shoulders partially dislocated. They've always ached and hurt since then. As I got older the pain got worse, especially if I've done anything during the day that utilized my shoulder. A friend brought over a TENS unit for me to borrow. I loved it so much that I bought my own. I used it daily for 3 months, working my way up to the highest level. The pain went away and never came back. Foot massager. No joke. These things make you realize why certain parts of your feet or lower back hurt after a long day at work. I started using one a few weeks ago and it's helped my posture and my ability to stay on my feet for long durations by leaps and bounds. A really high quality electric toothbrush. Save yourself agony and maxing out your credit cards on dentist bills. Emergency supplies to keep in your car. Air purifier if you have bad allergies. A good pocket knife. Tools. Spotify Premium. Wireless car Bluetooth adapter. I bought some screwdriver head keychains. A flathead. Phillips. And a hex. Now I never don't have a screwdriver. I don't know if anybody here has said this, but a back scratcher. Switch to all wooden hangers. No more plastic or wire. Wooden hangers last for decades, and you feel like you're living at Nordstrom. You can adopt an animal from a shelter. You sure can. But to properly take care of a dog or cat, you will need much more. Smart plugs are like $10 and can make your dumb appliances smart via connecting them to the Wi-Fi. Want to turn on your Christmas tree lights from your phone? No problem. Want to turn on your AC an hour before you get home? Got it. Set the electric kettle on 1 minute before your morning alarm? Sure. Anything that can turn on simply by putting it into the outlet will work. You can buy anything for under $100 if you know the right guy. A phone you don't need to spend a lot of. A phone, and a $100 phone is better than no phone. A good quality first aid kit. I went to medical school and am now working on my bachelor's in psychology and neuroscience. A good first aid kit is vital even if you want to build one yourself with the stuff you think you will need. I have helped my roommates and many people in general just by carrying a few basic items with me. A plunger. Not having one at the moment you need one really sucks.